Good evening. The word of the day is chainsaw. I was thinking about my dad today and a story he used to tell us. When he was about 15 years old, he and his older brother were helping my grandfather cut pulpwood. That was back in the day when you cut pulpwood in 5 foot sticks, and they were using a crosscut saw to cut it. After they cut it, they had to pick it up and load it on the wagon, haul it into the farmhouse, and then load it on the truck in the yard out there, and then haul it into town. Well, my grandfather had a two-man chainsaw. It actually had a big engine on one end and a set of handlebars out on the end of the chainsaw bar, and they were using that also to cut pulpwood. But my grandfather was using the big end with the motor on it and had one of them on the handlebars. Well, they were out cutting pulpwood one day, and he had to go to town. So he told my dad and his brother, he said, "Do not use this chainsaw while I am gone. You're not ready to be using this chainsaw, and I don't want you using it. I'm afraid you'll tear it up or you'll get hurt. Don't use it." Well, my dad said he hadn't no more gotten out of sight than they grabbed that chainsaw and started cutting pulpwood. So they were just going away cutting pulpwood, and it was so loud that they didn't hear their daddy coming back when he got back from town. He said that was the worst mistake he had ever made, because once he picked it up, he said Daddy wouldn't let us put it down. And he said that big old heavy thing was hard to drag around through the woods cutting wood, and said he liked to work us to death. The reason I was thinking about that today, I didn't pick up the chainsaw and keep going, but I did open my big mouth. A friend of mine called me and asked me, said, "I've got some trees we're taking down, and I heard you had a sawmill. Would you like to have these trees?" Well, I went and looked at them, and I said, "I'll take some of those biggest ones." He had a great big huge pile of logs. Well, another friend of mine who works clearing land and doing things like that was the one who was doing this work, and he was the one that had told this fellow that I had the sawmill, and he was the one that had to haul these logs away. So he called me and he said, "I know you want these logs," said, "I'm going to bring them to you." Well, I was expecting to get 15 or 20 logs. Folks, I think I've got 135 or 40 logs piled up out there by the sawmill. I think I might have more work than I wanted to do out of this. I wish I hadn't picked up that chainsaw. Y'all have a great day.